The darkness crept in like a living entity, seeping into the very bones of the morgue. The fluorescent lights overhead hummed and flickered, casting an eerie glow over the cold, steel tables. The air was heavy with the stench of formaldehyde and death. Dr. Emma Taylor, a brilliant and ambitious pathologist, had always been drawn to the macabre. She spent countless hours studying the human body, fascinated by its intricacies and secrets. Tonight was no exception. She was on duty at the city's largest morgue, tasked with conducting autopsies and processing the night's arrivals. As she made her way through the rows of metal tables, Emma's trained eyes scanned the bodies for any signs of trauma or anomalies. Her colleague, Dr. Patel, was working on a particularly gruesome case, a young woman found beaten to death in an alleyway. Emma shuddered at the thought of such brutality. Just as she was about to begin her own autopsy, Emma noticed something peculiar. A body on table 3 seemed to be moving. At first, she thought it was just her imagination playing tricks on her, but as she drew closer, she saw that the body was indeed twitching, as if trying to sit up. Emma's heart raced as she called out to Dr. Patel. But he was too engrossed in his own work to notice. She approached the table cautiously, her mind racing with possibilities. Could it be some kind of rigor mortis? But no, this was different. It was almost as if the body was alive. As she reached out to touch the skin, the body suddenly jolted upright, its eyes snapping open with a look of pure terror. Emma recoiled in horror as the body began to speak in a low, raspy voice. "Please help me." Emma's mind reeled as she stumbled backward, tripping over her own feet. The body began to writhe and contort, as if trying to free itself from some unseen force. Dr. Patel finally noticed Emma's distress and rushed over to assist her. Together, they tried to calm the body down, but it continued to thrash about like a wild animal. As they struggled to restrain it, Emma noticed something strange. The body seemed to be changing before their eyes. Its features were shifting, melting away like wax in a furnace. The skin stretched and contorted, taking on grotesque shapes that defied explanation. The two doctors were powerless against this unholy spectacle. The body continued to mutate and twist, its very essence seeming to unravel like a thread pulled from a tapestry. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, everything stopped. The body went limp once more, its features frozen in a twisted grimace. Emma and Dr. Patel stood in stunned silence, unsure of what they had just witnessed. As they looked at each other in horror, they realized that they were not alone in the morgue anymore. In the shadows cast by the flickering lights, they saw movement, dark shapes darting between the rows of tables like specters from beyond the grave. The air seemed to vibrate with an otherworldly energy, as if something ancient and malevolent had awakened within those cold walls. As they fled the morgue in terror, Emma knew that this night would haunt her forever, for she had gazed upon something that should have remained hidden beneath the earth. And now, she knew that there were things beyond human comprehension lurking in every corner of their world, waiting for their chance to strike.